Sorry for the wind noise in the background. I'm not turning my fan off. It's kind of warm in the house. Don't want to turn the AC on. Anyway, a little bit of a update video, a little bit of disappointing and a little bit of happy. So this is the Injora AX7 receiver ESC combo that was in my son's Toyota Tundra truck that I'm pretty sure put out too much power and melted down his ESC, or his steering servo. So I took that out and then was talking to my son about it, and he broke it down and let me know he doesn't really like the off-road vehicles and doesn't like the slow crawlers and doesn't really like the Toyota truck much. So I took it apart. I've still got one chassis, two-wheel drive that I was making for him. We were going to do two of them, one two-wheel drive Tundra and one four-wheel drive. He doesn't really care to have the four-wheel drive, so my monoshock front end modified that does fit the Tundra, I need to re-drill the frame to scoot it back so it sits in the stock position, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna just never put this on my channel again. I told my son he can figure the 3D printer out that we've invested a few $100s into, that's just sitting here collecting dust, and he can print his own parts, and I'll help him with the carbon fiber stuff and some of the little tedious crap that he doesn't like. But with that said, that gives me, he doesn't care to have this. He wasn't interested in the entire front end that I modified to make it stronger. I made these upper links, removed ball joints and put screws in. So he gave me that. I've got my own set of chassis rails that I hammered very carefully. So that's another, I'll do something with that later. Anyway, the dog is barking. Wanted to do a little update. The MA600, I think that's MA600B for black axles that I bought for, and then the Mini Z wheels, monster wheels, that I want to put on the Raptor. I just wanted to do a quick update on that. The Raptor kit has been ordered. It should be in sometime this week. So that gives me all of the body panels, windows, lights, well, not lights, but light lenses, everything that will be required to have the full body set. That'll give me a complete chassis to goof around with, and I do think I'll probably use the axles for the Raptor underneath my XL1. If not, then I'll put them in something else. I've got several of these that just need parts. So that's my brief update. I did on my Monster Mutter F100 chassis, carbon fiber chassis. I changed out my rear shocks and links. I noticed that it was just too soft in the rear, and being that it's going to have the rearward facing motor, it's going to have quite a bit of weight in the back, and that's, if I wouldn't have put the heavier springs in it and basically shortened the links, it would have caused it to squat really bad, completely bottoming out. So once everything's on this truck, let me get my little ruler because that's what I use to hold this up. And apparently I'm going to have to move my phone and go hands-on. I'm putting my finger dead center right here above the transmission. If I push down on it right there, it's got some decent squat, but it's got some tension to it. If I push right here on the back of the hood, it's pretty stiff. I moved the shocks. The front shocks are now straight up and down, almost perfect. They're just a hair back. So that's the most forward, lowest position. And that, I haven't done any adjustment with this. It's raised all the way up. So yeah, that's the position that the front's going to need to be. If I go back any further, then I'll need taller shocks, or it's going to sit it down too low. And if it sets it down too low, then it's going to hit the fenders, the wheel well openings. So that's that right there. That's pretty much how that's going to have to be as far as suspension. I have no adjustability on the rear suspension at all. That's just the angle that was perfect for it to have proper movement. So I only made the one hole, no adjustment. On this truck, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do as far as motor and stuff. Maybe I could be wrong on that, because that motor fits that gearbox that's in there, but no torque, none whatsoever. Just flat out high speed, and this truck's going to need torque. And I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do to attach the body. I've got, and it's been sitting here for months, this is what I used to cut the, I'm going to have to go into a box. Of course I grabbed the wrong one first. My little pink and orange Datsun Sunny, Nissan Sunny truck. You know, the Daddy Club truck. My channel picture is the hood. I'm going to move the F100. The Datsun Sunny truck. Dusty, but Daddy Club. This truck and this carbon fiber chassis that I made a while back. Oh, and I did cut the bed out. Just got fed up with, I knew I already had holes cut in it for shock positions and stuff, but with this chassis it's going to need more room, so it is a dropped transmission. But what I was trying to say is the carbon fiber sheet that I just showed is what I bought literally for this. Just this one piece. I could have bought a smaller sheet, but it was cheaper to buy the bigger sheet, so But that's the, so with that, gives me a lot to work with as far as extra material. You can do a lot with that, and it's thick. So, but this, set about right there. I don't care really. Whatever. This phone stand, phone prop. This truck, I've got to drill out one broken ball stud on this side of the chassis. For some reason it wouldn't come out, and got in a bind and snapped the ball part off. I have lots of adjustment on these chassis rails that are not really necessary. It depends on shocks and everything, but you can see the broke one. I started grinding it down just so I can get it centered. Yeah, I don't even know why I was bringing this one up. I just completely brain fart. Not a clue. Anyway, yeah, that's back burner project. Not sure when I'll finish it, ever. I know I will, but don't know when. Yeah, I remember now. I brought this up, because this motor plate that I made for this chassis, when I bought all that carbon fiber, it gives me plenty of extra to work with. I know I said the other day that I was probably going to get round tubing to go through the chassis here in these holes, right? I don't know. Yeah, they're showing up. Those holes right there, I was going to pick one set of holes that goes through and then do the same in the rear and use that as body mounts. I've got little indents in the front, but not in the back, I don't think. No, I never did put the indents in the back. But I've made little indentations right here in the front. And I had some old servo screws that fit in these holes, and that could, adjust position of the body in the front. So with that said, though, I thought about it the other night. I was just kind of brainstorming on this because I had mentioned it on video, but I had told myself several times I need to figure out a way to mount this body. So the way I'm going to try and do this, it's going to add some weight to it, but I've got a crap load of magnets. I usually just keep them on my desk for magnetizing my tools. So I can take 4 of these and mount them. I can put some more of that carbon fiber, the thicker stuff, somewhere on the ends of the chassis sticking out, and then recess magnets into the side of the body, because the body it's a resin body, so it's pretty thick. And I've got some little, like 2 or 3 millimeter, just tiny little magnets somewhere else. I've got a whole bunch also right here, just different sizes and stuff. So I can figure out a way to get this body magnetized, so that should, do the job. That carbon fiber, it'll basically, I think it'll kind of like a firewall radiator support that would fit in the front. That would also give me somewhere to I could raise it up higher also. That would be probably not a bad idea. I mean, this truck does have a lot of articulation, so I don't know. And I do have the Tundra drive shafts in here now. Thank you to my son for not wanting his Tundra. I think he drove it 1 or 2 times. He just never really got into it. So, feels the need for speed. He likes he doesn't even really like the drift cars. He likes the speed run cars, road cars. He wants a RC car that he can take out to the street in front of the house and just let it rip. And I'm not building the 132 like that. It's not going to happen. I kind of could. But no, I'm not looking for something that's trying to go supersonic down the road, and I know that's where his brain is. So anyway, with that said, sacrificed his Tundra to me for parts for these, which that also gave me the black wheels back for the Blurple Jeep, which offsets the stance, brings the wheels out further. I've got to fix that front end. I don't know if that's showing up on camera very good, but I've got side to side slop in there that I've got to fix. Never even noticed it until recently, but got to fix that. I was having problems with the body mounting, so what I did was took a lighter and heated up the inside of the body just a little bit, really careful. It was a almost dead lighter, barely had any flame to it, so it didn't melt the windows or nothing. But I heated up the body and just pulled it out a little bit so it would fit in there tight. Now it doesn't fall off. So, but with everything done here, I'm liking the scale realism, even though paint's not perfect and all that. Just the way this Jeep looks, I like it. I like it. And my hook and everything. It just, yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna run this video. Oh, and I think the Tundra bumper can be modified to fit the front of the F100. I was looking at that also. But anyway, yeah, the Raptor is on its way. Tracking will be available in the morning. And then I get to start figuring out the length of suspension links, because I know the stock links are not going to work for the MA600 axles, monster wheels, and stock body. I'm going to have to lift this thing up. It's going to have the taller shocks for the new stadium truck, desert truck. Not sure which ones, but it is going to have a full set of one size of those, maybe 2. I don't even know yet. So yeah, that's the beginning of an extremely expensive monster truck right there. This right here, $200. $200 for axles, wheels, and tires. Because I was looking at the internet and had a stupid idea. That's actually kind of cool. So, and then little by little, I know I said I was going to get I think I said I was going to get the aluminum chassis first and then get the truck. But I've been noticing every time I go to look to see if the trucks are in stock, there's only 1 or 2 left. So I saw there was a few. One seller had more than the usual 2 or 3, so I said jump on it and get it. And I will see if I can scrounge up for the aluminum chassis, and once I get everything figured out as far as spec for like suspension links and shocks and everything, then I'll figure out what electronics, what motor. I'm still thinking with the Raptor monster truck, I want to do the D4L because of the full lights, the sound module. I think it just, it's kind of cool having the lights and the sound module, and I haven't really found any SEX 24 or anything else that has the equivalent of a D4L Orlando. I'm not cutting them down, but the way the lights work for the Orlandos, and then the fact that it has a sound module, it's pretty cool in one unit. No separate receiver needed. I think it's convenient, and a lot of people don't like all the little bitty parts and the little micro SMD LEDs, but I don't really have much of a problem with them. They are time consuming to a degree, very tedious, but I mean, I also do this kind of stuff by hand, so that's not a thing that I have a problem with as far as tedious goes, because I've been building models, 125 scale models, since I was a kid, and it's just a thing. These are my 125 scale. This is a BSA. The pink one that I just showed was a BSA. This is a Triumph. These are all like 50-year-old motorcycles. Here's the other BSA chopper. Here's a Harley, which was actually the motor is off of a West Coast Choppers bike. You can see the paint's all buggered up, but oh well. And that's fingernail polish purple. And this one is a copy, a duplicate of the old sales ad for the old Triumph motorcycles. I just found tires and wheels that looked right, the right size, made my own seat. But yeah, that's actually a West Coast Choppers front tire. So anyway, just trying to, tedious stuff doesn't bother me too much. Not as much as it does most people. The guys that build the SEX 24s, you guys are awesome with some of the stuff you're doing. And I've contemplated, getting one, but I've already invested so much money into the Orlandos. It's too late to go back. There's a couple of grand's worth of these things sitting here. So, and then you got to add in that I've handmade 3 different boats out of wood for my 132 scales. This boat, which is not done, not even close, none of them are, but and then this trailer, that aluminum part for the tongue was a bitch. Took a couple of days, but I got it. So, and then all the brass pieces that I've been hand machining with Dremels and Dremel bits and files and the brazing and stuff that I've done. It's just too late to go back and start over and go into something else. I'm not going to mess with the SEX 24s. I bought a set of the Mudslinger tires for my low-C axles, which are narrow enough to work with Orlandos. I had them on the Gammy for a while, and the low-C stretched out axles, stretched wheelbase on that was pretty wild. I remember Fabio Espitucci, he called it a spider because it was climbing up the tree in the backyard, and it would not much further from parallel. I mean, vertical parallel. It was, yeah, that thing was pretty wild, but not my, it was too slow. At the time I thought it was too slow. It was actually not bad. So, yeah, I don't know. I've got a pile of parts and boxes of parts, and cleaned up part of my desk again. Organized some of my tools here. I was given this thing. My mom got crap from Temu, and I guess I could do a little review on this thing. There's the bag number, part number, and these are the refills. Which, I mean, it's not even a pen. I thought it was just a disposable pen, reusable disposable pen, but no. This is not a pen. Let me set this block down here. So, yeah. Let me get this on camera. This is not a pen. This is a blade. It's round, but it's filed, sharpened to a wedge point, and just goofing around with it. I gave my son his cootie shot with it, and it did draw blood. He laughed. It didn't really hurt him. I mean, the kid's almost grown, so it was just funny, you know, cootie shot. So it's basically, it'll work for scribing. It's supposed to be for art. I don't know. I'm sure I'll figure out some uses for it. Kind of interesting. Ink pen. But not ink pen. It is a little scribing blade type thing. Come on now. There we go. There we go. But yeah, I don't know if it was a free gift from Temu or what, but my mom was like, she doesn't need it for anything, and handed it to me and asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. I'll figure something out for it. And it's got 4 refills, so, and which I still don't get refills. I guess just, you know, if you dull it out, you get a new sharp one. Anyway, I just laid it here on my desk and just kind of picked it up and messed around with it for a little bit. It's a cootie shot. I gotta keep it away from my kids. I can see my youngest daughter taking it to school and giving people cootie shots and getting in trouble. Oh, alright. I ramble a lot. I get into this stuff, I guess. So, holy crap, this is a 30-minute video almost. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up now and go to bed. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night, good day, wherever you're at. I know I've got viewers all over the place that are watching these videos. Yeah, thanks for watching.